Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Virgo. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Virgo, finally get into your reading. Let's see, I have some cards poking out here. We have the 9, the 4. So 9 of Wands, 4 of Swords, the Justice card, oh boy, and the 8 of Swords. So we're trying to decide. I can't decide. I need to make a choice here. I need to choose something. I need to change something, and I need to really go over what it is. Make the best for me. Looking out for me, Virgo. You're really looking out for you. You have to. We're in June and we're looking for happiness. But there's always a but in tarot. We have someone who's very selfish or very loving, depending on your situation, who wants to propose, but it's like to leave. Need to go away, or someone's being very selfish and you will decide to walk away. You see, going more for the selfishness because it's a decision to leave a situation that is a burden. You want to get away from this. You don't need to be there. You're trying hard. You see, you're following your heart and you're being honest. And then we have the Hangman at the bottom of this deck. So you've been holding out, you've been waiting, and this card wants me to see Judgment, second chance. So you're contemplating if to give somebody a second chance. You're thinking person most on your mind is calling you through Spirit, is giving you that indication where you want to be with them, or you're not sure, or you've been through too much and you're thinking, I don't want to go into this, or you don't want to go back to someone who's coming back into your life. Because as far as I have been reading for June, it seems there's a lot of past coming up to us in the month of June. If you've been experiencing that, then that's probably where you're contemplating. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Virgo, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Most of all, for showing up. So this is a reading for the person most on your mind, and the sun is showing again. So with our 9, see it's split here, with our Knight of Wands to make 10. So again, the trusting, not wanting to get into a relationship that will lead you to third-party situations. There's a deliberation, we're holding back, or again, that second chance not wanting to happen. But Spirit is saying to be honest, be happy with yourself first is the best advice that I can give here. And that, can't help but see the bottom of the deck. We stopped at the 4 of Wands. So it's about being on the same page with the person. And the deck is splitting again with the 3 and the 4. So it's a 7 of Wands. So take the higher ground, Virgo. And then we have cards jumping out. Take the higher ground. Put an end to the suffering, the torment, mental-wise, I mean. And make a choice. Whatever you choose is only going to build your confidence and put you on a path that you're meant to be on. One way or another, if you choose to be with the person or stay or go, it is what's meant to happen. It's not a tarot reading that's going to tell you which one to do. It's your choice. Whichever you choose will lead you to your future, and it will be a good future, because we have the Sun that came up twice for truth. We have 10 of Swords to say the end of a cycle. We have the celebration of marriage or contract, or just being on the same page with the next person most on your mind. You know, I've been introducing that over the past reads, that the next person is a third party. And I'm convinced that that is the truth. I mean, it's how I feel. It's the way the energy shifts when I say the next person. We have the Eight of Swords, which confirms just that somebody's going to change their mind and they're going to put whatever they were doing with third parties to the side and focus on what they really want. If it is that you are in a relationship where you are suspicious of third parties, or if you know that whatever third party, it doesn't have to be romantic, it could be financial reasons, it could be family, it could be friends that is taken on the form of a third party. Either way, the person most on your mind, or if it is you, Virgo, you're going to put an end to disturbance with or because of third parties. That you're going to make sure of. Again, you're on a deliberation, again, for the same, for putting things out of order, for bringing things back into order, and for having that mindset that is less than, I shouldn't say less than, but is a question of taking the advantage. You want to be in that position of taking advantage, or you maybe already are. You've already been affected. You've been down that road, and you don't want to walk the path of having to deal with third parties. You want to put things back into balance. And you're thinking, if I have to be alone, then I have to be alone, because I will not accept anything less than a relationship without third parties. And you should be like that, because you don't want to be put out again. You don't want to have to walk away from. Again, you're dealing with someone who is either trying to get you to go with them, or you want to leave the situation. I mean, I take it as it resonates. It's one or the other. And it is because of what took place in the past, and it is because of selfish acts that you will not go with, or you will decide to leave. It's because of the selfishness. Someone's too selfish. What is this? 6 and 5 is 11. That's it. You want to go off and start on your own. You want to either have a new relationship with someone brand new, or you want to repair the one that you're with or in. And it is a question of the dilemma as to how much you can tolerate, whether the person or yourself. Someone is very selfish. The person most on your mind for some, and for others it is they are wanting to start, or wanting to come back, or wanting to take you onto a new journey, a new adventure. And you're going to follow your instinct because you jumped out of the deck. So suddenly you're going to follow your heart. You're going to really go in and see where things were. You're going to take a look back at what was, and you're going to decide to take care of you first, because the Queen of Swords said so. And now we have the Queen of Cups jumping out of the deck. Again, for some, it could be dealing with a water sign as the person most on your mind. I was going to say second person, so that in the third person role, somebody is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. And we have, again, this card wanted to show itself, the selfishness. So it could be a very selfish person that you're dealing with. My God, this deck is just talking here. It serves me right, because I didn't finish my read, so now the cards are jumping. So we have the 7 of Cups. The confusion is going to shift. It's going to be, I'm opening up, I want to be with you, or I want to tell you all, and I want us to go. I want to take you out. I want to go. Come with me, let's go. Or you're going to get the inclination of, I need to leave this. I need to leave all the confusion. I'm not interested in childish games anymore. It seems to be, Virgo, for the month of June, the person most on your mind has you cutting up this relationship into bits, and it's not in a bad way. It is putting putting things into perspective, seeing where all of the confusion, where it has brought you, where it was, where you were, and how it became confused, and how to get out of the confusion. That is the trend of this read. Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to cut. I feel like this deck is really active. Cards are selected at random. I'm using the Smith-Waite tarot, and the spread is for the person most on your mind, starting off with the situation between you. The second card is how you deal with the situation. The third card is how the person most on your mind is dealing with the situation. And I do apologize for the line of light. It's quite early in the morning when I'm doing this, because I'm quite busy today. I want to make sure I complete the reads for the person most on your mind, and then get into the June reads, because the signs, individual signs. I know I'm behind my time. Spirit is saying otherwise, but I just want to make sure it's all in line here. Okay, let's leave it like this. You can see. So the fourth card is how Spirit, what Spirit advises, and the fifth card is how you take that advice. The sixth card is how the person most on your mind does. The potential outcome. Let's put this over here. Just want to make sure it's good. Potential outcome is the seventh card, and how you take that or deal with or accept will be the 8th, and the 9th is how the person most on your mind would react or be subjected to this, or allow themselves to go with the flow of this read. Okay, so at the bottom of it, again, we come back to the Six of Pentacles. So that selfishness is being brought to the surface. This is one of the reasons why you're in that dilemma of should I, shouldn't I? And when I see change, I will go, or if I see change, I will stay. It is really the pivot point here. Let's see what follows. Then we have the 9. So again, going on your own, being alone, feeling that loneliness is your other dilemma, because you're thinking, well, if I'm used to this, why should I change? And I'm comfy in my misery. For some, could be the person most on your mind has that stubborn mindset that they don't want to change, that they have a huge ego. That water sign could be, because they're very locked into what was and how it hurt, and I don't want to is more of what I'm getting. I don't want to, and you finish the phrase. And then we have the Emperor, who's really being stubborn, holding on, deciding to either change or to continue with the sorrowful suffering, that is holding on to something that needs to be let go. And again, it's very negative. The negativity is in the stubbornness. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that it puts a hinder on really feeling good about the self. And Virgo, you need to feel good about what you do and who you're with and how they affect you. You need to know that inside you feel good. And if you don't feel good inside, then it's because it's a reflection of what you're living. And what you're living is tedious or it's overbearing, then you know that that's not good for you as health goes. So your dilemma is again in stepping up and pushing back, being responsible for your own health. being able to let go and say, okay, you know, I need to turn around and see these 2 cups instead of focusing on everything I've lost or that I will lose, because that's where you're stuck if you are. Or it could be the person most on your mind is stuck in the sense where they need to give up something in order to have more, but they don't trust that they can and will have more if they give up that, whatever it is. And again, referring to third parties, could be people, places, things, or situations. Here we have a new beginning because the mindset needs to change. We're going from 5 to 6. So again, the responsibility is to be taken. It is what is to come. It is the effort that we make, whether it is you personally deciding to make a shift with that Chariot card we saw earlier, saying, well, if this doesn't change, I'm going to make the change myself. And if it is that you have to live with this third party situation, regardless of what it is, then you will make the best of it and you will have that new beginning brought to you. You will move away from that negative thinking. In other words, if you can't change it, it's not yours to change. And you will come to that understanding. You'll come to that realization that you need to take care of yourself. You need to step up. You need to just, okay, you know what? You are who you are. I can't change you. You need to accept that. If it is that the third person or the third party situation is really incumbent in your life, it is something that you cannot shift on your own, then it's not up to you to make those changes. What is up to you is to continue living your best life, your best performance of who you are. You put that, whatever it is that is a hindrance to your well-being, you put that to the side because you cannot change the next person. And this is the wisdom that you will come to understand, or you already are there, or the next person needs to or will be understanding. It says, if this is not you taking on that role of, okay, you know what, it's my responsibility, my own happiness. If you already know that, then it is the person most on your mind is going to figure that out, and then they're going to be a little more generous with their behaviors, with their money, with people, the way they handle people, the way they interpret. They're going to be a little more generous, and that selfishness is going to fade for some, not for everybody. For some of you, you may have to very well take that position of, I need to leave the scene, because that's how it started in the beginning. It's a choice between staying and being in a relationship that will change for the positive, or having to put an end to and leave because it will not change. Not everybody is able to evolve at the same pace as a partnership, and that is hard lessons that we need to understand. And the fear in going off and being alone is probably what could shift the person into becoming a little more, and becoming a little more open and friendlier, and not and having the understanding where they need to put an end to that what is creating a situation of a third party, or wake up in the sense to what the relationship between you really is and how they feel, and know that everything is available to them because of what they've done in the past, because of commitments that they've made, and for work, and who they are and were, and their behaviors from the past, and bring things back into the balance and shift things around, and have the good luck and fortune to overcome disappointment and start anew. And we'll stop there for the bottom of the deck, because it brings it back to the full circle of the Ace of Pentacles, where you have abundance, will have abundance, and you are abundant, is the message for the person most on your mind read today. That you can shift and rise above and come away from that sense of not having. You have to be able to follow your instincts. You have to pay attention to the situation is what we would consider the third party. It's hindering your relationship to move forward, and the third party is whatever you have as in your situation, because it could be a person, it could be an attitude, even it could be that the next person, again, the third party or cross watchers or whomever is involved in your situation with the person most on your mind, that is the third party. Now, it could be where they work, where you work, where they have to pay attention to where they work and what they do for work, and it's taking over your relationship, in that you can't be like you wanted to be or used to be with them. Things have to change, things have to grow and develop. We have to evolve on every level. So third party could be anything, okay? And here is where Spirit is saying, within this situation, you need to rise above. You need to see and understand the messages coming from the universe, in that this is a lesson for you, rather than poke at, but rather than, well, poking the bear is a good thing in this point, because you're going to face it, bringing it up to the surface, talking about it, really reflecting on what the third party is in your situation between you and the person most on your mind. What if you can identify it and then see why it's there? It has a purpose. Everything that happens to us has a purpose. So it is to teach you to be a little more independent, to take on your own responsibility, make decisions for yourself, to follow your instinct, to be open-minded and receive, allow yourself to receive, because it's not just about third party and that negative concept of this one is trying to take my person from me. No, if you are experiencing that, then you need to rise above that attitude and see why that person is trying to take your person from you, if it is that you're experiencing that, and see what role you are playing in order to have that come in to your relationship, wherein the next person is trying to take your person away from you. It's not all about you in this one, eh? This is about the person most on your mind, who may very well have to hear what I just said and see where they are playing the role, as into encouraging a third party, or to be falling under the I wouldn't say tricks, but someone is trying to lure them away from you, if that is the case. And if they are succumbing to that, then the question is, well, what is it that they have with you to begin with, if they are so easily pulled away by a third party? Again, I don't want to go into that too anymore, but you see where I'm coming from. You dealing with the third party, you're on the stubborn side. So you are being maybe Virgo, looking at the negative in Virgo is difficult, because we're such perfectionists, and we see nothing wrong with what we do, and we see nothing wrong with how we are, and we are perfect. Well, there it is. If you are thinking that it's all about the next person, then maybe it is because of your attitude that they are being lured away to a third person, because you're not giving them the appreciation, and you want things your way all the time, and that's not fair. And you need to see that. You need to be a little more understanding, and if it is that you have to change that attitude, then it will only make you a better person. Again, open up to the messages that are coming from the universe to say, hey, learn from this. This is going to be repeated over and over until you get to understand the why. And if it is that you are coming into the attitude of, well, it's my way or the highway, because that's what this card reflects on, then you really do need to pay attention to what the next person, be in the third party or a situation, if not a person, why that is pulling your person most on your mind away from you. They are very adventurous and they want to start afresh. They want to take you on. You're being stubborn, playing hard to get in some cases. Again, it's not just about your hard-headedness. You want to be in a relationship, but you're holding back because you want to see them prove themselves. Well, they may be a player. Maybe you have figured that out and you're holding back and you're waiting to see a change, and you're using your intuition on, well, I'm just going to stay away and I'm going to make them come to me. And he or she is very interested and they do want to come to you. So if it is in a positive, then it's working. Here we have the Empress. So Spirit is saying that there is abundance between you, and you will have great love from the person most on your mind if you allow. And again, you're being patient is the right way to go. So again, I don't do reversals, but if this card was in the reverse, then it would mean that you are level-headed. Sorry. And not just my way or the highway. But again, I have to see on both sides. So I'm really glad to see this card here, because it helps to shift the meaning of this one and this one, because it's a high arcana and it is Spirit's advice. And Spirit's advice is here saying to be open, be loving. Again, it's the same thing I was saying with the Empress, that you need to do that. And it's confirming it here, that you are being patient. For those of us, Virgo, who would be ready to take offense for the first few minutes of this clip, please listen to it to the end and don't judge, because some of us are going through that. I don't want to see who I am in the mirror, because the mindset is just that it's got to be my way or the highway. Some Virgos are like that. And if it is that the cross watcher is looking into this, because that's what I'm picking up, they're watching Virgo be hard-assed and the negative of the Emperor. They're watching that in their Virgo. And this is why I welcome cross watchers to my clips, because, well, it also adds to the spice of the clip, because then it's not just about you, the sign on the side. It could take on the energy of the cross watcher. And if it is that we do have cross watchers reflecting in, then I do appreciate that and I do welcome you. Virgo, on the other hand, needs to look in the mirror and see what they are really reflecting. And if it is that you see that you are being hard-assed, then you need to be soft a little bit with yourself. You need to be a little more open. You need to be a little more giving, not so selfish. And you need to understand that there are people out there who do really love you and care for you and want to be with you. Spirit says so. Ooh, look at that. Yes, Virgo, you are being stubborn to the point where you think you have the control. You're losing that control. Again, if it is that is in a reverse, this card, then it is a question of you can't let go of your attitude. You can't let go of what you love. You have an addiction. You have, or they have. Okay. Again, it depends on the cross watcher watching this. It depends on the Virgo watching this. If it is that you know that you have, you are addicted to your work, that you can't let go. You can't you can't be away from, you're very attached, like you're not letting go of something. The stubbornness is so profound in you that you're thinking this is the right thing for me. Again, it is not just about you. It is about the person most on your mind, and they may be seeing that they need to leave the situation because it is not fixable, because this is Saturn really putting a hold, really blocking, really saying, I don't care what you do, this ain't changing. And that's an attitude that I'm picking up here. I'm not changing. I don't care what you do. I don't care who you go with. I'm not changing. I'm not changing my attitude. It's just staying like this. For some others, it is a question of fear. They're afraid. Someone's afraid. Someone's very, very afraid. And they're holding on to whatever it is that they can't let go of. Again, coming back to this 5 of Cups. Can't let go. They need to let go. You need to let go, Virgo. Cross-watcher, your Virgo needs to let go. And the generosity, the selfishness. So it flips again. The coin is either you, Virgo, are not changing your attitude because your person most on your mind is a cheater. They're into third parties. You are not letting go. You're not giving in. You are going to follow the higher ground. You're going to stick to your guns. Or they are trying to be generous, trying to be adventurous, and you are being stubborn. You don't want to. It's really down the middle here. Spirit is saying patience, patience. Again, you'll know change is coming in August. You'll see. For some, it's in September, even October. Some of us Virgos, cross watchers, some of us are going to see a change coming up by August in the person most on your mind, or you will make your decision to leave or stay, depending on, because you may be dealing with a water sign who is very, very selfish or very, very determined to stick to your stubborn love. They love that you're so stubborn and they're not letting go. They've made their choice. Maybe you have too. You've made your choice. You're not letting go of them. You're manifesting, and you're manifesting to have that change come, or you are so stubborn that you are really going to do your own thing. Cross watcher, your Virgo may very well be into third parties, and they are not letting go of that. And their selfishness is going to stick. Like, you're going to have to deal with them. Or you're going to decide you need to leave. Because they're manifesting to have more of the same. They really, really want what they want. They're really holding on to their mindset. They're not changing their way. They want to be alone, or they want to continue with what they're doing, making their money. They're not giving in. Again, I see the eight of wands showing that they're manifesting to do more, to become more, to use their talents more, to work more, to bring work in. Again, take it as it resonates. The stubbornness is not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on where it's pointed to. And here is communication. Here is communication. Here is exercising what they know in a professional sense, like really taking it to a next level. And the next person, or the person most on your mind, because this side is never the next person. The next person, it would be here. The person most on your mind is not trusting. They're afraid. They're a little afraid of opening up. Again, Spirit says to do that on both sides. and really saying what they want. They're afraid that they're going to lose what they really believe or hold dear. Now, again, it is an ending or it is an abundance that is coming in. Either way, it is going to bring a positive, regardless of what you or the person most on your mind choose to do. If it is that a separation is to happen, you are both going to be learn from it. And if it is that a reconciliation or becoming a stronger, deeper relationship comes from this connection between you and the person most on your mind, then again, something good and abundance, family, a sense of feeling at home is going to come from this. If it is that you are trying to provide that ability, that offer to have what is that independence, to be independent, to start your own business, to build on what you want. You're not letting it go. You're holding on to that idea, and you want to see that you are successful so that you can have the ability to move physically and have your own home. Again, take it as it resonates. As you really have to choose in this reading from the very beginning. It ends with that commitment and wanting to be in a relationship, wanting to open up and not be selfish, wanting to start over and come back with the possibility of having a true commitment, because whatever third party was in the way is going to fade away, and you will see that come August. Let's see what the thoughts are for the person most on your mind. Virgo, this is an amazing reading. It's actually the first one that I can really slice the three, the next person, the sign, and the person most on your mind. It's really defined in this reading. And that's because it's because of the fact that we have the High Arcana that's helping, and the messages that are coming are very, very clear, and I'm feeling the energy. My duty to Spirit is actually paying off, because I'm able to decipher sooner the energies that come in to my readings, and that encourages me to continue doing my readings. So again, Virgo, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. I can't promise you anything. The fear of, I don't know if this is going to work, if they're going to take me back. I like third parties. That I can't promise you anything. Walk away, Virgo. Walk away. I cry at night. Again, it's that stubbornness from cross-watcher or you, Virgo, that is making them not too secure. Or maybe you are the one that cries at night. Could be the cross-watcher. They have hurt me. The third person, the third party. Again, it could be anything. It's not just a person. It's not a love affair. It could be anything, that third party. And then I do one more. I can't take it anymore. So I guess somebody really needs to talk. Why can't I tell you the truth? Again, we see here, a choice needs to be made. So Virgo, take it as you will, and again, just be open. Let Spirit guide you. Be patient is the advice. It's not right to judge the next person or even the person most on your mind, because we don't like to be judged. And if that is the only thing you take from this reading, I hope that you find what you're looking for through that. Until our next read, love and light.